Welcome back to the Wolff Den. Happy Wednesday. Wolff Den is sponsored by Win Again Academy. Had a great networking event. Mark Moyer. Check out winagainacademy.com. We're actually going to be doing another networking event next month, so keep an eye out for that. Today we welcome Franky Juarez to the Wolff Den. Franky, how's everything going?
Everything's great. Glad to be on here. Thank you.
Appreciate you coming on here. Excited to talk about music festivals in general, but we'll get a lot into the genre that you are, I guess, most associated with. And so, tell everybody who you are for those who don't know.
Basically, my name's Franky. Very nice to meet everybody who's watching. I'm basically just an ambassador. I'm an influencer, and I'm also a promoter for big festivals all around the country. And I just I sell tickets. I do a lot of other stuff outside of selling tickets with collaborations and stuff like that. So yeah, we just move forward from there.
And so you're primarily in EDM. That's the page that you've done. That's what you focus on.
Yes.
Tell everyone what EDM is and how did you get into it?
EDM stands for electric dance music. So basically, I was about 14 when I got into it, and and it's just skyrocketed from there. There's just so many artists out there that I used to listen to as a kid. Went to a show, fell in love with it, and then about 2 years later, made the page, and it skyrocketed from there. I mean, it's a really great feeling when it comes to making a page like this, and it just become very successful, and now I'm doing this with you, and it's great.
Do you remember the first EDM show you went to?
Yes, I actually saw the Bingo Players in 2013. I saw them before one of the other DJs that was there, because they used to be a group of two. Now it's a group of one. I don't. And he ended up, unfortunately, like 2-3 months later, he passed away. So, it was a good thing seeing them. And then that was my first show. And then I saw like live streams with Ultra Music Festival, Electric Daisy Carnival, EDC. And, and then that's when it just came about where I wanted to make something of this. And then from there, it was just, the rest was history, I guess you want to say that.
Now, I'm actually, full disclosure, I am not an EDM fan. I don't dislike it. It's not necessarily my thing. But from everything that I see, it's a really rabid fan base. They're just, it's a great community, and it's a kind of I like to say wild scene, and just, I don't know, I guess everyone has a different definition of what's wild, but it's just a fun group, and really, getting into the music and the community. What stands apart from all the other types of festivals when you're talking about an EDM festival? And is EDM techno? Is that what some people would think, or is there a fine line between techno and EDM?
I guess you can say techno is EDM now. They just threw a new name on it. But, there is a genre of techno now. So it's techno, house music, trance music, dubstep music. Like, there's just so many genres now in the EDM community. So, but it's the music festival scene is great. There's people either always taking care of you when you're with a group of people that you like either meet online, or you already have a rave family and you guys just all go. And it's a, how do I say it? It's a great feeling. You're getting taken care. You go have a great time, and you get to see all these artists that are like on the top 100. And what else can I say about EDM festivals? And then you have production. Production is always the best, and and then you spread good vibes. You spread good vibes within each other, and you just take, you just have a great time. I mean, that's just the whole thing about festivals.
Yeah, I mean,
Festivals are the best.
everyone, me, I love to dance at, or kind of, I dance at the club or the bars. I guess I don't do as much dancing at festivals, kind of in my place. It's just more of the shows that we're doing. So
Yeah.
it's not as much a dance party per se as it is just everyone kind of enjoying the groove of the music. But EDM it's a dance party. Is it not just DJs though, but although DJs are the ones who are really, I guess they're the heart of EDM.
Yes. Yes. Definitely stand by that because it really depends on who you have your lineup. You can either have all EDM, you can throw it in with like different genres of music, not just EDM based. You can throw in rock, rap, stuff like that. I recently went to ACL about 2 years ago, and I was amazed by that festival. It's in Austin, and I didn't just get to see EDM. I saw rap, I saw rock. It was a good mixture. You know, it's rather than going to an EDM festival and just seeing different artists like nonstop. And I like to dance too, but I'd rather just be in my little corner and just be on my own.
Right.
I don't like to be around people and bump into people and stuff like that. So
The wrong festivals for that, then.
yeah,
Maybe.
definitely.
I'm sure you at these festivals you could always find your space. It seems like crossover is a big thing with whether it's pop and country or hip hop and pop, rap, country, whatever it is. EDM, someone like a Marshmello doesn't he have that EDM type feel, but also is collaborating with the stars to make songs. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I mean, I saw Marshmello and in 2016, and that's when he was like barely like popping off. Like he was getting really, really good. And the collaborations that he did with all these other artists, I mean, it's great for him. It's very great for him. I saw him before he was Marshmello, and still a great DJ. And regardless if it's country, rap, or anything, Marshmello plays it on his set, kills it like every time. I've seen him 3 times actually, and always kills it. It's great.
Do the people like the hardcore EDM fans? Are they not like that excited about going into the mainstream, or do they want to keep it like, hey, let's just keep it like this? Part of what we love about the music is the DJ, and it's not convoluted with the pop lyrics or rap lyrics.
No, I don't think they have anything towards that. I don't think they would get offended by it or whatever. Whatever the DJ plays or the artist plays, by all means, go for it. You're the one killing it. We paid to see you, at the festival. So, we just go on from there.
Who are the big names right now in EDM? The headliners at the big shows.
I mean, to say right now, it would be like Cascade, Millennium, Excision. You would see like Rez. You would see Adventure Club, G Jones, et cetera, et cetera. Those are like the big names that you see on practically every single lineup. There's this guy named Sullivan King. He goes out of his way and plays a live set instead of a DJ set. He does a little bit with the turntables, but he plays guitar. So that's what a lot of people love too. And I personally love it. And I saw this group. They're called Big Gigantic. They do a live set, and it's all like jazz type of thing, and it's great. I fell in love with their set when I saw them.
Yeah, I like when you can mix a lot of the different, whether it's a little bit of a DJ and spinning, and then put some instruments in there.
Yeah,
there's room.
That's what makes it super unique.
I caught wind of Alice in Wonderland on Twitter. She was a great follower.
Oh yeah, no, she's great,
and she's up and coming. Have you ever heard of the Groove Cruise, the EDM cruise? Have you been on it? Is it something you would like to go on?
Uh,
There's a few of them, sort of music cruise. I'm a big music cruise guy with Six Man. I've been on the Rock Boat and Trains cruise. I'm going on Michael Frante's cruise. I've been on a country and a punk cruise. It's a lot of fun. Have you been on one? Have you heard of or know people who have?
yes, I know a lot of people that have gone on those EDM groove cruise, and they love it. They always just give me good feedback because I used to do stuff like that with a company that was hosting that, but then we had some mix-ups. We didn't get to like meet the criteria to keep going with our collaboration, so unfortunately that ended. But the people I did send on the cruise, they said they had a great time. Everything was taken care of. Music was good. Food was good. Drinks were good. So, as far as I know, for a group cruise, I would do it. I would love to do it.
I think they're selling again in 2022. It'll be interesting to see how this. We're supposed to sail on a couple cruises in November. I know
Okay.
one cruise just came back, and it's a weird time for the festival. What have you spent the last 18 months doing with no festivals really out there?
Oh my God. All of last year, I didn't do anything. I couldn't do anything on my page. Like none of my pages, I had lost about more than, not even kidding, maybe about 15,000 followers. I lost so many things, but only because I wasn't posting. I wasn't hosting any giveaways. I wasn't posting anything. So, it was just hard. And then when this whole thing like started well, I mean, we're still in a pandemic, right? But it started getting a little better this year. And when they started announcing festivals, I'm like, I gotta hop on my emails. I gotta start collaborating with all these people again because it's not about the money for me. It's about sending people to have a great time for me. And I have friends all around the US that want to go to festivals, and unfortunately I can't because I don't want to travel with all this COVID stuff. So that's why I told them, hey, are you vaxxed? Yes. Okay, here you go. Here's some tickets. Go have a great time for me. And you know but as far as when the pandemic first hit, it sucked. It honestly sucked because there was tickets that were supposed to be used last year and they had to roll over for this year. So and all these people are like, oh, like I don't have time anymore to go. What do I do now? And I'm like, I guess we'll just find somebody else to go,
Yeah.
because the tickets are already taken care of. It already has your name, it has everything. All you need to do is go. So it sucks, but
Yeah, schedules change. It's tough. Like I have tickets for a festival that I had to give up two of them. I couldn't make it, two festivals, and actually they were out of town. So it was
yeah.
tough because I really wanted to go to some out of town. I've never camped at a festival, which is something I'd always love to do. Have you done that?
No, I've never camped, but I know they take really good care of you when you camp. So hell yeah.
Yeah, it's on the list for me. Um, when you do start to travel, what's the first festival that you'd like to go to?
Electric Daisy Carnival in Vegas.
That's right. Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that.
Where is that at? Is that in Fremont?
No, no, no. It's in Las Vegas. They're at the Speedway.
Oh, right at the Speedway.
Yeah.
That's a big crowd. And do you have a favorite?
A favorite what festival or an artist?
Favorite artist right now?
Oh, right now, oh, it would have to be Excision, and Dimitri Vegas and like Mike. Those are my top two.
Yeah. And you've seen them both?
I've seen Excision once, and actually, I was supposed to see Dimitri Vegas and like Mike back in 2016, and I was at the festival. That's when I saw Marshmallow. I was at the festival. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna move my laptop real fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that was when I saw Marshmallow, and what happened was is that Ultra Music Festival in Miami was happening that night too, and they were on the lineup too. So unfortunately for me, Ultra Music Festival was rained down in Miami,
Hmm.
so they couldn't get on a plane and come over here. And I was like, okay, I'm in the crowd. I'm like, yes, like Dimitri Vegas and like Mike, they're the headliners. You know, I'm gonna finally see them for the very first time. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have made this page
Yeah.
because I saw their set at Tomorrowland, and it was great, right? So I see it's already almost midnight, and they're supposed to be on by midnight, and I'm there in the crowd, you know, having a great time. And then I see like the DJ just like gets off, and I'm like, okay, badass, like they're gonna get on. And then I see Marshmallow's head again turn on, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna do a second set, man. And I'm like, I was like, not that I'm not excited to see Marshmallow,
Right.
but
No, yeah, that you
I
wanted
did
to.
an hour and a half of your set already. Like, I'm ready for my boys, like, you know. So I just turn around and take off. I take off from the festival, and it wasn't until I got to the hotel room. Mind that festival had about roughly about 80,000 people
Wow.
in a small little venue. It wasn't a venue, it was actually a water park. And I get on Twitter and they make an apology video, and they say because of the weather, the airport doesn't want to head out. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. So a year later, they come again, and it's actually for my birthday because my birthday's on Halloween. So they were doing like a Halloween show here where I live, and actually I got like Mike to follow me on Twitter, and I'm like, hey, very excited to meet you, you know, whatever, like I'm so excited, like we need to get a picture, like would that be cool, like that would be a great birthday gift for me. And like he DMs me back, and he's like, oh, thank you so much for like loving our music, we love coming out to Texas. He's like, we can get that picture, but I don't know why they're still promoting it if we're having some issues with the promoters and we're not doing the show. He's like, keep it between me and you. And I'm like, oh shit. I was like, dude, I just bought my ticket. And he's like, yeah. He's like, they're gonna be issuing out refunds. And I'm like, oh. He's
Disappointing.
like,
That's the world of promoting and music.
yeah. And I was just like, man, like that would. I was like, so you guys aren't gonna come to the show? He's like, no, unfortunately, like it's gonna be canceled. But don't remember. Always remember, we're gonna get that picture together. I'm like,
Good.
that. So, you know,
Halloween's a great birthday. What's your favorite memory of having your birth, celebrating your birthday on Halloween?
uh, I mean, every year is technically the same thing. You know, everybody dresses up, has a great time. But it was when I had a 15th birthday party. I had a 15th birthday party at like at a venue. I had like 900 people show up,
Wow.
and we had a great time. Yeah, it was so much fun. My friend was barely getting into EDM, so he was like DJing it up there, and it was pretty fun. It was cool.
That's
And
a hell of a party.
yeah,
You mentioned Ultra Music Festival. I'm in South Florida, very familiar with Ultra. A lot of controversy and some stuff going on in there when I guess they wanted to move it, and there's stuff with the city, and then they had the festival, and people got stuck trying to walk back.
oh my god, yes.
Hit the Uber. I mean, that sounds brutal.
Yeah, because they had a crash, and the freaking shuttles couldn't make it over the bridge.
yeah, and
So
the
that's why
Uber
everybody just walked.
person walking through. But that's a well-known, pretty big festival.
Yeah.
Is it? What are the top festivals? I know EDC is the Electric Daisy, and Ultra is probably pretty big up there. Are there any
Oh,
other ones that are specifically EDM that people
uh,
are looking at?
Electric Forest,
Yeah,
Hard Summer. You know, you have Gold Rush in Arizona, Phoenix Lights, Decadence, Beyond Wonderland, Nocturnal, Escape, Freaky Deaky.
Kiki's in Texas, right?
Yeah, Freaky Deaky. Yeah, Freaky Deaky used to be in Chicago, but now it's in Texas. Lollapalooza. What's some other festivals that I can name for you? um, Moonrise. And they're actually doing this new one in Carolina, actually, in North Carolina. It's called Starbase, so that one's gonna be pretty cool. And then they have a lot of shows there in Red Rocks in Colorado, so that
That's a
one's pretty cool.
that's a bucket list for me. Red Rocks. Do you have
Yeah,
a bucket list venue that you'd like to go to?
Red Rocks. Red Rocks is the place to be. I would love to be there. I
Yeah,
would
who do you
love
want
to
to
go
see?
there. Oh my god. Maybe Marshmallow or Excision. I would love to see them there, or maybe Seven Lions. I love Seven Lions too.
Yeah, I'm
So
hoping to get out there next year. We'll see what happens.
yeah,
Um, let's talk about Pollen a little bit. They've been really growing and doing the I guess on location travel land experience for shows. What are you doing with them, and what do you like about what they're doing?
oh my god, I love everything that they do. They take care of their people. Like me, I'm a brand ambassador for them. So basically, give me 1 second. I'm gonna shut off my ceiling fan. It's pretty cold up in here. Give me a second. Hold on.
No
Hold
problem.
on. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I got introduced to Pollen from my friend Dennis, and he owns another EDM page. And he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "Do you want to become a brand ambassador for Pollen?" I'm like, What's Pollen?" And they're like, "Oh, like, um." He's like, "If you want to give me a call, and then we can move on from there." I'm like, "Okay, sounds good." So he calls me and he tells me about what Pollen is and stuff like that. And then I met these people, a group of individuals, and they're the sweetest people ever. Their names are Brandon and Hia. They are the ones that take care of us. And basically, what Pollen is that it's a UK based group. They're from the UK. They brought it over here to California. Excuse me, and they just recruit people all around the US, and you just sell tickets. But if you're a brand ambassador, I can recruit you, and not necessarily you'll work for me, but I get how do I say it, like every sale you make, I get some points because we work off of points. So every sale that you make me, I'll get points and we get free tickets, et cetera, et cetera. Like that's just how it works with Pollen. But they're really great. We always have Zoom meetings. We always take care of what we have to do. But now they let go of the whole festival thing. Like they ended up like not having their contracts, like um how do you say it? Like they basically expired. So now they're just focusing on curated travel to Mexico. They're doing it in Miami. They're doing it in Las Vegas, and they're doing it in another part of Mexico, but it's like on the left side, like near California. So that's just what we're doing right now. I think they're doing cruises as well, but more curated travel. Like you bring your group, you come, everything's already paid for, hotel, drinks, food. You get to meet the artists, you get to take pictures with the artists, and it's just a whole bundle of fun for 3 or 4 days. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at hoping to be on the at Hootie Fest, which is it's run by CID
Uh huh.
presents, and they have a pretty big lineup. It's the same idea. You go, you stay in a resort hotel, nice hotel, and it's just music. It's kind of like it's just a music cruise, but on land. So I'm hoping to get to that next year. But Pollen has done a great job. They did a great job with their live streams and getting some big time names. I think they're doing something with Justin Bieber. I know they're doing an emo thing now, and Brett Young, I think. So some pretty big country name out there for their events. Hopefully, I've had some conversations. I think with I'm trying to remember. I think with Jason over at Pollen.
Oh yeah, I know who Jason is.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to. I think we have some cool stuff to offer Pollen. I see you're in Dallas or you're in Texas, a big Cowboys fan.
Oh no, I'm not a Cowboys fan.
You're
This is my dad's stuff. I'm a Texans fan.
the Texans. Well,
Yes, sir.
they're both. I don't know what's going on with either one of them. Cowboys, I think they're going to be the Cowboys, and the Texans got to get away from the whole Deshaun Watson thing.
I agree.
So
I agree 100%.
What do you think their season's going to look like? I know they lost JJ,
D Hop, Wolf Fuller.
It could be a tough season.
I honestly think they're gonna be really good. I hope that they're good. I just finished watching their preseason game last night because I had some other stuff dealing with some music festivals, meetings, stuff like that. So I couldn't watch the game. So I recorded on my DVR, and last night I was watching it, but they look good. Even though they're not the starters, they look good. So I'm hoping and praying that we can at least beat the Titans. We can beat who else is in there? The Colts, and beat the Jaguars. So if we beat them, I'm happy.
Yeah, it should be. I think there's a little bit of question marks for all of them. My friend Brent, he didn't like my hair the other day on the show. I said nobody cares what my hair looks like, but I put the hat on just to, I don't know, put the hat on. I'm actually not much of a hat guy. What is EDM, the EDM community? What are they known for outside of EDM? Is there something that goes along with it? Is it, I don't know. Are there a lot of big sports fans, foodies, travel? I know, and we can talk about this. There's probably a stigma of the EDM and raves and all that being a big drug scene. But what is it really like? Because any festival, you have people getting drunk and smoking weed, doing drugs. So I don't know that that's unique to any festival. But what's the EDM crowd like outside of the festivals?
I mean, I think everybody outside of a festival is just unique in their own way. I as far as like people saying, "Oh yeah, like you go to EDM shows, like you're bound to get, on ecstasy, or you're gonna do this, or you're gonna do that." Like, no, it's not really about that. It's always about just having a good time, spreading good vibes, trading candy, listening to music, seeing the artists you really want to see, and that's it. If you see other people that are like dehydrated, or they're doing this or doing that, I mean, there's no way in hell that you won't see somebody random just come up to you and be like, "You need some water, you need this, you need that," and they help you out. But I think outside of the EDM, or not outside of the EDM, but outside of a festival, they're the same people. The way that you'll see me at a festival is the way I am outside of a festival. So that's just what makes it real clever, because there's so many nice people out there, regardless of color, race, or what they wear or what they don't wear or whatever. Beautiful people inside and out.
Brent wants to know about the trading candy. That intrigued him.
Yeah, well, actually, candy is spelled Kandi. So it's not like candy, like a piece of candy, But no, basically, what trading candy is they just make they make perlers, they make necklaces, they make wristbands. Not wristbands, bracelets, etc. And basically, on what you do is you're basically like, if you see somebody that has one or has some, and you want to trade with them, um, they you just tell them like, "Hey, like, do you want to trade?" And then what you do is you go like, basically they live off of this thing called plur. So plur is PLUR. So plur is peace, love, unity, respect. So before you trade, you do that. You do the peace, love. So you're gonna do the other side with the heart, and then peace, love, unity, and then you block hands, and then they get your they get the bracelet, and then you give them your bracelet.
like a secret
So
handshake.
yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's what's really clever about that too. So it's really fun. I actually had the first piece of candy that I ever traded with, and I still have it to this day. Like that was the only piece I would never trade. I've met DJs in the past and they've traded with me too, and they actually wanted a lot of my good pieces that were personally made for me. And I'm like, I mean, I can't tell you no. So I just go ahead and just give it away. But it's pretty fun. It's fun trading and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
on the cruises they call them flare, and people they create all these cool magnets and bracelets and can openers and
yeah. No,
uh,
they put a lot of stuff on it. That's what's really clever about it because you just don't think it's a bracelet. Like it comes with sometimes it comes with like a thing of it'll come in like a little thing of what do you call those things? Like a Vic stick, or
right.
it'll come with like real candy, or it'll come with something like you never know. You never know what you're actually really gonna trade for. It's up to the person what they want to give you, and you give them your favorite piece or whatever. So it's pretty fun. It's fun doing that.
Yeah, you do a good job on your page and your accounts of really showing the fashion of these festivals. I think EDM is probably at the forefront of people making fashion statements and kind of being who they are and wearing what they want. It almost has for me the feel of, when I look at it, I haven't been to one, but when I look at it, the feel of like a Renaissance festival that I go
Yeah.
to locally. So tell us a little bit about fashion and why that is such a big part of the community and the festivals itself.
Um, I think the fashion is basically you just want to stand out. You want to stand out. You just don't want to just show up in khaki shorts and a white shirt like me, because that's what I wear to a festival. And
Yeah,
I just wear like a hat but I mean, even if it's a guy or a girl, you see them with all their makeup done, their hair done, and you just want to stand out. You just want to stand out because if you stand out, all the photographers are going to be near you and wanting to take pictures with you. And, everyone looks beautiful regardless, but they have like the jewels on their face, they have the hair done, they have like their own unique outfits. Like there's some people that even make their outfits just for that specific festival, and that's it. And it looks good. It looks great on everybody. So as far as fashion goes, it's skyrocketed, honestly. I mean, there's so many um like EDM based outfits just for like people, and it's gone over the roof. It's gone so big that back then you wouldn't care on what you look like at a festival. Now it's like I want to look like this, I want to look like this, and they pull it off. They pull it off because I on my Instagram page, a lot of people send me pictures and I upload them for them, and it's basically just a repost on my account. And I see a lot of clever what do you call it, outfit all the time.
yeah. I think it's funny you say like they don't care what they look like, but I think it's more where I'm wearing something I could kind of wear whatever I want, almost
Yeah,
like Halloween, where I
yeah,
can wear whatever I want and feel kind of right at home with the other
yeah,
people who are there because
exactly.
I am, and some of these people might wear this, most days or every day, but for the most part, you're not walking around in the type of outfits that you see at the festivals, and it's fun. It's fun to watch. You could just again go to your Instagram page and see just a ton of
And believe it or not, there's people that even go on my page just to get ideas on
yeah.
what they want to use for the next show or the next festival. So it's pretty cool.
Do
It's
they have
really unique.
contests at these?
Huh?
Do they have like contests, outfit contests at the? It feels like that's something they should be doing.
I think sometimes maybe like at a local show, but at a festival, they don't have time for that. They put so much time and effort into the artists, the bookings, the production and all that stuff. So I don't think I mean, at least to me, The festivals I've been to, there's never been like a contest, but hey, there would be a lot of runner-ups. There would be a lot,
Yeah.
especially when you're doing a festival of like 40, 50, 60,000 people, you know?
The your page with everything coming back, what can we look forward to seeing? You know, is it going to change? Obviously, with events coming up, more pictures. What do you hope to do with your page in the next year or so?
Um, I mean, I just want to stay doing giveaways. I love doing giveaways on my pages, you know. So I think that's the only thing that I look forward to, growing as a influencer for not just concerts and festivals, but just keep growing. I'm hoping and praying that I can at least get back my following back from when before the pandemic hit. So I want to be already like in the 35,000 range on Twitter and do the 100,000 already on Instagram. You know, so I want to do that. I want to grow as a person and grow as a influencer, as you can say. You know, so that's what I really want to do, and just keep doing the giveaways. I'm people don't see it, but I'm collaborating with people every day. My emails are always going off because of all the things that I do, not just for me, but do for everybody else that wants to go to shows. So it's a hard thing, but at the end of the day, I get to make somebody's day. They go to the concert for me, or not for me, but they go because they won and they have a great time. You know, who doesn't want to go to a show or a festival for free?
Do you know Ace Antonio?
No, I do not.
He's like a YouTuber, TikTok personality. He's big into. He does a lot of quick videos and memes about festivals. I feel like he's an EDM guy. I'll have to connect you guys. I thought he was EDM, but he's big into the festival. Uh, Brent, kind of like Mardi Gras Bees, sans the Hooters. You would definitely look terrible there. But it does have a Mardi Gras feel to it a little bit. Not, I don't know, the trade of stuff, not necessarily trading beads and stuff to get naked, but just it's that kind of thing. Like, hey, I have this, you have that. It's pretty cool. I did some stuff printed out some tickets that I gave away during the sail away show for the cruises that I went to, and people love it. I mean, there's a lot of creativity out there when people are at these events. Do you have something that you buy? I mean, obviously you do trade some candy, but when you're at a festival, is there something that you collect? Is there merchandise that you find yourself generally?
Oh yeah, that's the first thing I do when I get into a festival. Every festival that I go to, I have to buy a merch. Like I have to buy merch, regardless if it's a pin, if it's a shirt, a hat. Just I mean, I keep all my ticket stubs. I have ticket stubs that are like this big, like of all EDM shows, and it's so not that I just keep the ticket stubs, but I also buy merch. I always have to buy merch just so I can say, I went to this festival, but here's my shirt, or
Yeah.
here's my hat, or
Do you
whatever.
have one thing more than the other? Like, do you have more hats than shirts or pins or posters?
I have a lot of posters autographed by the artist, and I have a lot of shirts. So that's just something clever about me. Is like I even when I send friends to festivals like in Chicago or in Florida, I make sure that I ask them like, can you please bring me back a shirt with
Yeah.
the lineup? Because I like seeing like the whole lineup on the back. So it's pretty cool.
That's what we're trying to do, is sort of have a mini poster that has the lineup on it, because you can't always like posters are cool, but we just saw online that someone was saying, look, I don't have any more room to put posters, and now I have a ton of posters and they're just kind of sitting there in their tubes. And so
Yeah.
it needs to be kind of like mini posters, but it's something that someone has that they can go and look back and say, oh yeah, I remember seeing this person in that group. So that's what we're trying to do in the music festival world, and we'll get there. We have a ticket for the Four Chord Music Festival. Shout out to Rishi. They have another great lineup. Real tough times. They were supposed to have Offspring 2 years ago. Offspring cancels 5 minutes before the gates open. Then they book Blink for last year, and the pandemic happens. They rebook Blink this year. Mark gets cancer. Hoping Mark gets better, obviously first and foremost, but hopefully Blink will play at Four Chord next year, and we look forward to being there. They're a good partner of ours, and I can't say enough good things about Rishi and the Four Chord Music Festival. But yeah, we hope to have a sort of a mini poster or something that someone can come away with it, whether it's the lineup or maybe it's a new artist you discover, right? I mean, you go, you see a festival. Every festival you go to, you find one act that you never heard of, and all of a sudden they're on your playlist every time you're,
that's exactly how it was when I went to Austin City Limits. There was like a stage for like rock music. There was a stage for EDM music, rap music, Spanish music. And then I overcame a stage when I was at the water station because they give out free water. It's very hot water, by the way, but anything to quench your thirst.
Yeah.
I saw this jazz band, and I was like, hey, like, this is cool. Like, I had never seen a jazz type of vibe, and everybody's there like dancing and having a great time. I'm like, hey, like, I'm gonna stay here. I told my sister, I'm like, y'all can go over there, because they were showing like a Longhorns game because it's in Austin, and the Longhorns were playing against the Baylor Bears that day. So they're like, oh, like, we're gonna go watch the game like underneath the tent. I'm like, you go, I'm gonna stay here. Unfortunately, I didn't know who was performing, but just seeing them, it was a great freaking time.
Yeah, I had I discovered St. Paul and the Broken Bones at Tortuga Music Festival, which is a country festival on the beach, but they have a few sort of non-country acts. And I mean, I think everyone should see a St. Paul and the Broken Bones show. The guy it's really a performance. The music is pretty good. I don't know what kind of music, depends on what kind of music you like, but the performance itself, there's some people who are just a much better performance live, and you kind of don't have.
Yeah, no, seeing it live is way better than listening to it on on Apple Music or on Spotify or something. I'd rather see it live than actually.
Yeah. For hip hop,
that's just me.
There's not a lot of good hip hop groups that I've seen live that are as good. I've seen Naughty by Nature a bunch of times. They do pretty good. I thought they're pretty good. We saw Arrested Development. They're not necessarily hip hop, but R&B. I don't know what they are, but they do some good work. There's my boy Corey. Corey is the biggest music fan you'll ever meet. I'm actually going to see him tonight at the Alanis Morissette concert with Garbage and Liz Phair. Looking forward to that. Never saw Alanis before, so it should be interesting.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a concert lined up? I mean, they're kind of starting to have them in Texas, right? Are you going to go to any of these?
I'm hoping and praying I can make it out to what do you call it, to Freaky Deaky out in Houston. I really want to make it out there, only because it's been a very long time since I've attended a show or a festival, So, and I have some friends that are making it out there, so I'm hoping I can make it out there, because I'm also a promoter for the people that are hosting the show. So if you sell enough tickets, you get free tickets, etc., etc. So I have a unique promo code. You put in a promo code on the website. I make a sale, I get free tickets. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, so as of right now, I have 2 tickets to go to the show. So I'm hoping on taking my girlfriend so we can go have a great time.
That would be good. Freaky Deaky is Donnie Disco, right? And Disco Donnie, sorry.
Yeah, Disco Donnie.
Disco Donnie. They do a bunch of EDM. Are they the promoter that does more EDM than others? I'm trying to think, because they do Ooby Dooby or.
Yeah, they do Freaky Deaky, Ubby Dubby, and they actually just released a new one. It's called Freakazoid Robots, and that one's in El Paso, and that one's actually gonna happen this year in September as well.
Are these all going to be Vax only? I know that most of these festivals and
I honestly, as far as I know, I don't know yet. We don't know the status on that, but I would love for. It's kind of like Lollapalooza. Before you got in, you had to show vaccination or negative 2 days prior to the festival.
Yeah, Live Nation just announced starting October that you're going to be required for that. I haven't been to a show. I'm vaxxed. I need to start bringing my card with me, but yeah, I think you're going to see that out there, and it's good that they're all taking a stand together. When you have a uniform kind of policy, it becomes easier and just like, look, this is what we're doing. If it's not for you, wait until this whole thing blows over. But we want to make it a good and comfortable experience for the fans that are going to not. And that doesn't mean you're never gonna, you don't have any risk of going, but it kind of takes the risk away.
Yeah, no, I'd rather on my opinion, I'd rather have a festival with vax only, or show a negative 2-3 days prior to the show. Kind of like what Lollapalooza did. I would honestly love that, because you don't want to get sick,
It's interesting times in the world, specifically in the concert world. Everyone's in a rush to get back to live events and live music because it's been gone for so long and we miss it, but also a lot of money, a lot of companies and artists who just haven't figured out a way to survive and do it. A shutdown would be, it'd be devastating to the industry.
Yeah.
Which is
even outside of the EDM world, it's like I listen to a lot of rock music too. And me and my cousins, we were actually supposed to travel. I don't know where we were supposed to go. They just said, we're going to go and that's it. We're going to surprise you. But I found out that we were going to go see this rock band called Korn. Yeah. And the singer came out positive for COVID. Yeah. So now they canceled all the shows till October.
I think Limp Bizkit had to cancel shows. They had a positive test, and it's Fall Out Boy on the Hella Mega Tour.
Yep.
Missed some shows. So it's hit or miss right now, and it's almost buy at your own risk.
Yeah.
I just never know what's going to happen. Most of these companies and festivals and events have been doing a pretty good job of getting you a refund if something doesn't happen. When it first started, there was the big, semantics of whether it was postponed or canceled.
Yeah.
If you're supposed to have one every year and it doesn't happen this year, then it's canceled, and the next year is the one. If it's just an event that didn't happen, then it's sort of postponed. But that's, that is semantics. I guess it doesn't. There's legal language and force majeure and all this other good stuff that I don't really need to know.
Yeah.
It was a big topic of conversation there. Is there a goal of yours to kind of work for a promoter? And I know you're a brand ambassador, but to be, a part of that team, is there a want for that?
Honestly, yes. I would honestly love to work for the people that I deal with, or not deal with, but that I do collaborations with. I would love to join their team, honestly, but I just feel like I would have to move and stuff like that. So that's probably another reason why I wouldn't want to move. But just to name 3 companies that I do collaborations with all the time is Insomniac, which is extremely hard to get a hold of because I waited 5 years to get with them. Yeah. I was just waiting for the email to come out, and it finally did. And then I do Relentless Beats out in Arizona, and they do like a lot of big EDM shows and stuff, and Disco Don. So if I would be able to just work for, kind of sort of work with them, but if I can be on their team, that would be that would be
Pollen.
cool.
Don't forget Pollen.
Oh yeah, and Pollen, yes, yeah. Because I kind of have somewhat of authority with Pollen, but it's like they're still on top. I still gotta ask them and stuff like that. But they're great. I love them. I honestly love them, respect them for everything that they do for us. So
Yeah, that's,
You know,
that's great. And brand ambassadors are a very big part of these events. Um, also known, I guess, as street team, right? The street team and
yeah,
promotions in guerrilla marketing, whatever you want to call it. But it's a powerful thing, especially when you got people such as yourselves. And I know in the EDM world, the brand ambassadors are, they're out there and they're bringing people,
yeah.
which makes it.
No, especially when you have to recruit, because that's what I did for Pollen. Like, I recruited about not even kidding. I recruited about, give or take, about 160 people.
Wow.
But the thing is that before you get recruited, you have to fill out a form, and that form, it shows on how many festivals you've been to, and then they want to see if you've met the criteria into joining them. So if you don't go to a lot of shows, you're not going to be accepted. So that's just one of the rules that they have. But other than that, they look at your following. They look at everything that you
Your
have.
following is probably going to be the thing that drives it, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
You'll get back up. You'll get back up where you need to once things start rolling. I would argue that you could have done content throughout the whole year. You probably have enough stories and pictures and just sharing other content and stories. So I would say don't stop doing content just because the show doesn't go. There's always stuff for you to do and put out there. I'll give you an example. Tuesday and Thursday or Thursday. Ticket stub Tuesday, ticket stub Thursday. Start posting some of your stuff, the tickets that you have. Tag Ticket Time Machine will make it a thing. I usually do a ticket stub, and it tells a story.
That's unique, honestly.
I didn't create that, but yeah, I do ticket stub Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday I usually do sports, and Thursday is usually music. But either way, I encourage the people who are following. I don't have a big following to post their stuff. You can't do it on Instagram. One of the things I don't like as much on Instagram, but on Twitter, you can reply with a picture of what you have. So, anytime you post, we'll share it and put it to our story and retweet it. But
check it out.
It's a good.
These are all ticket sales from every concert I've been to.
I love it.
A lot.
Do you keep wristbands at the festival? I mean, the festival is notorious for having wristbands and not tickets. That's one of the things why I think festivals is good for Ticket Time Machine, is because, not for admission, but from a commemorative point of view, we can give you a ticket and something cool that
you can always cherish, Yeah,
but you can customize and personalize. So if you saw, St. Paul and the Broken Bones, which you didn't, maybe they weren't a headliner, they played at 1:00 on a Friday afternoon, you can have something if that was, the show that really moved you.
Yeah, because my very first wristband was this, but I couldn't take it off because it was so tight. It's all dusty. But this was a 2-day admission for a festival on the beach. Since I live real down south of Texas.
Does it say what year it is?
Let's see.
Does it even say what festival it is?
It says UME right here. Okay. UME stands for Ultimate Musical Experience. And it's a 2-day. No, it doesn't have the year. But
do you remember what year?
Yes, it was in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, 2018, and then I have this wristband too. And I actually took this one off. And this was same thing, 2018, right here. October 13th. It was weekend 2 at Austin City Limits.
Yeah, a lot of times they don't put the year on there because, like, what was the Jazz Fest just canceled, close to the event, and they had all these wristbands. So they're going to use those wristbands for the following year. Stuck with the wrong date on them, but they're going to use them anyway.
Anybody who's watching this, don't put on your wristband a week or 2 weeks before the festival, because that sucks.
I did that with Tortuga. I didn't realize that once you tighten it, you can't put it back.
Yeah, no.
I don't tighten mine anymore, and I don't put it on until about the day before.
Yeah, no, because, oh my God, it sucks. I had to watch a video on YouTube on how to take it off.
Oh, I just left mine on. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
For me. Well, look, it was great having you on here. I enjoyed hearing more about EDM because it's frankly, it's something I don't really know that much about, but it's huge. I mean, it's hugely popular. The festivals look like just tremendous amount of fun. I'd like to get out to one at some point. Who knows? But we'll let you out of here with the same question we let everyone go on. You can pick one person to spend a day with. It could be anyone in the world. They have to be alive, and you can't be related to them. Who are you going to pick, and what are you going to do? What would you like to do? We're gonna do some outreach and try and make it happen. So, pick a good one.
Give me close the door. Sorry.
We got it, man. Live TV. We have those moments probably every week.
Yeah. If I can be with anyone live.
Brent wants to fishing with George W. Bush. Again, I'll tell him for the 100th time. So this is 118 episodes. Probably the 100th time I've told him, you have to be a guest on the show for me to actually try and do this for you. So he's welcome anytime, but he's going to need to be a guest on the show.
I think I would love to meet LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Yeah. I would love to play, some video games with him or play basketball with him or something. I think that would be so much fun. He's my favorite. He's my favorite. What do you say? Like athlete. My favorite athlete, regardless of what team he goes, I follow him. I don't have a team. I have a player, and that's LeBron. So it's
surprisingly that's the first time anyone said LeBron, which I am surprised about that because that's a very good pick. We'll work on getting to LeBron's team. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, if you can make it happen, that would be great.
Well, check out USA EDM Family on Twitter and Instagram. Both a great follow. And reach out to Franky if you want to get more information about being a brand ambassador for any of the stuff he does, or if you're in need of a great brand ambassador or someone who's really has a pulse on the scene for the EDM community, reach out to Franky, and we look forward to seeing more festivals come back, and hopefully you get to some shows soon. Any last thoughts for the audience?
I mean, you basically took care of everything. I was actually going to say all of that. So, thank you so much, and thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, great to chat with you. Let's make the ticket stub Tuesday or Thursday a thing, and we'll just keep sharing and getting it higher. I think it's a good way to increase the following. But everyone have a great day. We got a special guest tomorrow is for another episode of the Wolff Den. Be safe, have fun, and we'll see you then.
Thank you so much. God bless. Thank you.
Have a good one.